The year is 701 BC, the most feared empire in the world. Assyria is marching toward Jerusalem. Sennacherib, its ruthless king, has crushed nation after nation. His propaganda machine is relentless. His army is unstoppable. And now his shadow falls upon the last stronghold of Judah. Inside the city walls, King Hezekiah faces an impossible choice. Panic is in the air. The shouts of the Assyrian field commander echo from outside the walls, mocking their faith, promising their destruction. He holds up letters filled with threats, a psychological war meant to break their spirit before the first arrow flies. The pressure is immense. It's real, it's overwhelming, and it's unavoidable. This isn't a distant theological problem. It's 185,000 enemy soldiers setting up camp on your doorstep. Hezekiah doesn't pretend the threat isn't there. He doesn't minimize the danger or offer empty platitudes. He looks the terrifying reality right in the face. He tears his clothes, puts on sackcloth, and enters the temple of the Lord. He knows that human strength alone is not enough. But he also knows that faith isn't passive. Before he leads the nation in public prayer, before he sends messengers to the prophet Isaiah, Hezekiah does something incredibly practical. He addresses the city's greatest vulnerability: water. An ancient city under siege doesn't fall to swords first. It falls to thirst. The Gihon Spring, Jerusalem's primary water source, lay outside the city walls, completely exposed. To leave it as it is would be to hand the enemy the key to victory. To cut it off would be to condemn his own people to a slow, agonizing death. So Hezekiah makes a bold strategic decision. He gathers his officials and military leaders and proposes a monumental engineering project. He says, "Why should the kings of Assyria come and find much water?" The plan is audacious. They will stop up the upper outlet of the Gihon Spring and dig a tunnel, a secret aqueduct, straight through solid rock to bring the water inside the city to the pool of Siloam. This is where faith gets its hands dirty. Trusting God didn't mean sitting back and waiting for a miracle. It meant taking decisive, responsible action. Imagine the scene. Two teams of workers, armed with nothing but picks and hammers, start digging from opposite ends. They are hundreds of feet underground, working in darkness, chipping away at the bedrock inch by painstaking inch. There's no glory here, no applause, just the rhythmic clang of metal on stone, the sweat, the dust, and the burning hope that they will meet in the middle. This work is unseen, unglamorous, but it is the most critical work happening in the entire kingdom. This preparation wasn't a sign of weak faith. It was an act of profound wisdom. Hezekiah understood that faith and planning are not enemies. They are partners. The tunnel wasn't an expression of doubt in God's power. It was a demonstration of his belief that God works through human hands. While the diggers toiled below, Hezekiah was busy above. He strengthened the city's fortifications, repaired breaches in the walls, built a second wall for added defense, and manufactured a large supply of weapons and shields. He organized the people, appointed military commanders, and spoke to them in the public square. His words weren't just a pep talk. He told them, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or discouraged because of the king of Assyria and the vast army with him, for there is a greater power with us than with him. With him is only the arm of flesh, but with us is the Lord our God to help us and to fight our battles." And the people, the Bible says, gained confidence from what Hezekiah said. This is leadership. It's recognizing a crisis early, building a coalition, and inspiring collective action. The city would survive not just because of a king, but because a whole community worked together. Finally, with all the practical preparations made, the walls strengthened, the weapons stockpiled, and the water secured, Hezekiah does what only he can do. He goes before God. He takes the threatening letter from Sennacherib, walks into the temple, and spreads it out before the Lord. His prayer is not a desperate, last-ditch effort. It is the culmination of his faith. He says, "Lord, the God of Israel, enthroned between the cherubim, you alone are God over all the kingdoms of the earth. You have made heaven and earth. Give ear, Lord, and hear. Open your eyes, Lord, and see." Listen to the words Sennacherib has sent to ridicule the living God. He acknowledges God's supreme power and then lays the impossible situation at his feet. He has done everything humanly possible. Now, he trusts God with what is humanly impossible. Strategy alone wasn't enough. Prayer was essential, acknowledging the limits that all his preparation could not overcome. And then the miracle happens. The prophet Isaiah sends a message to Hezekiah. God has heard his prayer. That night, the angel of the Lord goes out to the Assyrian camp and strikes down 185,000 men. When the people wake up the next morning, the fields are filled with dead bodies. Sennacherib, the proud king, retreats in disgrace and returns to his own land. Jerusalem is saved. But here's the crucial lesson. God's miraculous intervention did not cancel out Hezekiah's human effort. The miracle didn't make the tunnel unnecessary, and the tunnel didn't make the miracle unnecessary. Both were required. God honored Hezekiah's practical, diligent, backbreaking preparation by meeting him with supernatural deliverance. Faith is a two-part harmony of divine sovereignty and human responsibility. Hezekiah's real faith wasn't just revealed during the crisis. It was proven long before the siege began. The tunnel had to be dug before the Assyrians arrived. The walls had to be fortified before the battering rams were in place. His belief showed up in what he built ahead of time. It's a powerful picture for our own lives. We all face sieges of one kind or another: financial pressure, health crisis, relationship breakdowns, professional challenges. The question is, what tunnels are we digging now? Today's tunnels might not be cut through rock. They look like the daily discipline of managing your finances when things are good. They look like the hard work of honest communication in your marriage before resentment builds. They look like integrity in your business dealings when no one is watching. They look like the unseen, quiet habits of prayer and study that build a deep spiritual foundation long before the storm hits. These are the choices we make in the dark, without applause, that determine our stability when the pressure comes. They are the invisible structures that hold everything together when life tries to tear it apart. The story of Hezekiah forces us to ask a personal question. What unseen work are you willing to commit to now, before your crisis arrives? What walls of character are you building? What reservoirs of wisdom are you filling? Because when the pressure is on, you don't rise to the level of your hopes. You fall to the level of your preparation. Real faith isn't just about what you believe in a moment of crises. It's about what you build in the moments of quiet. It's the tunnel you dig in the dark that allows you to drink from the spring of living water when the world outside is a barren desert. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores the intersection of ancient wisdom and modern life. Thanks for watching.